So did anybody actually use this in a hand this week? Where you actually stopped and tried to do this? Okay, well, that's good. No point in coming to these classes if you're not going to use the info. Yeah, more aware. That's one of the first things that happens. People say, oh, I guess I knew all this stuff, and I just never thought about it a lot. About memorizing distributions. For those of you who haven't done that yet, it's definitely time to do that. I wish somebody had told me to do it long before I did. I just decided one day that, I really ought to know all those, and it would probably help me out. So I wrote them all down. There's the list of them. Just print it out. Goes up through the 7s anyway. And just carry them around on a piece of paper in your pocket. When you're driving, you can pull it out and memorize them. Practice, just like you did in elementary school. Just repeat them over and over until you know them. Okay, so everyone please make sure you're kibitzing just the South Sea. You should be seeing only the diamonds. And today we're going to look at a little bit about what's my partner got. How many of you have ever bid a hand really nicely up to a slam, only to find out that partner didn't have anything at all like what you thought his bid showed? Or worse yet, your partner says, you don't have anything like what your bid shows. All the time? Yeah. Sometimes for me, too. Okay, so everybody kibitzing South? Give me a ready or okay or something so I know you're all set. Yes, yes, the radio is on. Let's get everybody situated here. By the way, for those of you who can hear me, I'll tell you, if you're hearing me and then you stop hearing me, and everybody else obviously still is, the one thing that really fixes almost all the problems is to do a refresh on the radio page. That's all it takes. And that will fix almost all problems. And of course, if you can't hear me from the beginning, then you got to check and make sure you haven't muted something, either your own speaker or the mute button on the radio page. And of course, if you're hearing me, you already know about the problem of the Chrome and Firefox needing to be enabled. Okay, so let's look at this hand. North, our partner, is the dealer and opens a spade. Okay, what does partner have? Okay, 5 plus spades is the right answer. 5 or more spades. 12 or more points. Oh, I've opened 10 and 11 point hands if they were distributional enough. But 12's a good estimate. There's a 10 plus, okay. Yeah, it depends on how distributional your hand is. Okay, so we'll use 12 points as a guide, but just so you know. But that's not it. That's not everything. What else can you tell me about that hand? Okay, it's not a 15 to not a 15 to 17 balance, except that I still open a 5-card major rather than a no trump if I can. I don't know what Rua's got, but that's the wrong website or something's weird. Okay, partner didn't open 2 clubs, so we know it's limited. There we go. No suit longer than spades. Good. In particular, partner doesn't have more hearts than spades or something like that. No other suit is longer. That's good. And probably the limit of the hand is around 20 points. With a 5-card major and 20 plus points, more than 20 points, I would probably be thinking about either 2 no trump or 2 clubs. Okay, so, it's more than just 5 spades, 12 points. There's other things that you can kind of think about that hand. There's an upper limit. There's some implications for the other suits. All right, so what do you want to bid on this? We have 18 points, right? Let's do a game-forcing bid. See what else partner can say. Okay, now what does partner have? And if you don't play 2 over 1, you may not know this, but I think most of you by now are playing 2 over 1, aren't you? I see a lot of 2 over 1s in the list. 5 spades, at least 3 clubs, most of the time 4. Anything else? There's more. What else do you know about North's hand? Doesn't have 4 hearts. That's right. Doesn't have 4 hearts. What else do you know? In 2 over 1, rebidding spades does not guarantee 6. So, in fact, if North had 6 spades, North would be bidding 2 spades regardless, for sure. So partner has now exactly 5 spades, fewer than 4 hearts, 3 or 4 clubs, or even 5 maybe. And one more thing. What about point count? Remember, we made a game-forcing bid. It's more than a minimum hand. For those of you who don't play 2 over 1 may not know this, but in 2 over 1, after a 2 over 1 game-forcing bid, North can bid at the 3 level only with something like 3 extra points, roughly a king extra is the way it's usually said. So North should have upwards of about 15 points for this bid. The exception to that is raising your partner's heart suit. Anything else, you should have 15 high card points. So it is not a minimum bid. It's a little extra. Okay, so what do you think we should bid now? Well, we have 3 spades. We were planning all along to raise spades, right? And in 2/1, if you don't have 4, you can't do things like splinters and Jacoby 2 no trump, so you make a game forcing bid and then raise the spades. That's a 3-card game forcing raise. So we're going to make a spade raise, and the difference between bidding 3 spades and bidding 4 spades is what? Points how? Be more specific. Okay, 3 spades is stronger. 4 spades is fast arrival. In a game forcing auction, fast arrival says a minimum hand. So 3 spades is stronger. All right, now at this point, let's just think about what is partner's hand. Everybody make an attempt to type in partner's hand. We know about how many points. Somewhere 15 plus. We know a lot about the distribution. So see if you can type in what partner's hand looks like. Everybody do this. Just kind of like do it in either in suit order or do it by saying something like, you can use H for an honor. You can do it something like that. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. Hey, look at that. We have almost identical hands. 5 spades, 3 hearts. Well, we don't know if he has 3 hearts. Might be 2, but 4 clubs and 1 or 2 diamonds, right? 5 spades, 4 clubs, 2 hearts, 2 diamonds. There you go. So you know what? Everybody has already got a really good picture of partner's hand. If you're going to just use numbers, do it in suit order. So 5, 3, 1, 4, something like that. All right, so now what do we know? Five, 2, 1, 5 is also possible. Partner showed a king extra when they bid 3 clubs. So this suggests not much more. Not particularly interested in slam. So how many points do you think partner has? Yeah, 15, maybe 16. Now remember, partner doesn't know you haven't shown any extras yet. You just made a game forcing bid and that's it. So partner doesn't know what we have. So now we have a really good picture of partner's hand. Before we decide whether or not we're going to make a slam try, how many points do we have between us? Yep, somewhere around 33. And Eileen is right. If partner had any slam interest at all, partner could have made a control bid. So 33 points sounds pretty good. But partner doesn't appear to have anything special, like no special distribution. Nothing that's jumping out as like maybe slam interest here. So our question is, should we be considering a slam? We certainly have points, but that isn't always enough. There are three things you need for slam. What are they? Enough points, in other words, enough high cards. What's the second one? Controls. You need controls. You can't have it missing an ace-king that the opponents can cash. And then there's one more. Right, you can't take two quick tricks. And one more. This is a little bit more subtle, but it's really important. Anybody think of another item that should be on that list? Hey, Bernia, you get the gold star. A source of tricks. Has anybody ever played a slam in a 4-4-3-2 opposite the same 4-4-3-2? How did it go? If you have a hand like that, the only thing you have for your source of tricks is your high cards, your aces and kings and queens. Too flat, mirror image, that kind of thing can be super bad. So you have to have more points if you have that kind of a hand. All right, so is there anything at all about this hand that suggests slam, other than high card points? We can find out about the controls with something like Roman key card. All right, so there you are. You guys have got it. There is a second suit that's a source of tricks. Just looking at the club suit in our hand, we should think of it as a source of tricks. But partner raised it. That's good. Right? That means we're going to have tricks in that suit. More than three. All right, so we will try Roman key card. I don't care which one you use. Let's see. We'll say we'll say 0 to 3. Okay, now tell me what your partner has. Okay, ace, king of spades, and a red ace. That's a good combination. Is there anything else? No, it can't be 0. It's 3. Could partner could have 3 aces, right? Or partner could have the king of spades and 2 red aces. So the possibilities are the spade ace king and a red ace. There's one. Partner could have the spade ace, the heart ace, and the diamond ace. There's a second possibility. Partner could have the spade king, the heart ace, and the diamond ace. Those are the three possibilities. In each of those three cases, we need to figure out if we can count 12 tricks. So let's take the first one first. If partner has exactly 5 spades to the ace king, there's 5 spade tricks. Whatever red ace and our matching king will be 2 more. That's 7. 3 clubs is 10. Where would I get 2 more tricks? Two more clubs is the likely answer. All right, so if that's the case, how many points have we accounted for here? 11 or 12, right? So partner has got a little bit more something somewhere. A queen or maybe a couple jacks. There's plenty of jacks missing. Partner could easily have 3 jacks. But a queen, queen and a jack, all that's possible. If partner happens to have the queen in the suit, we have the combined ace-king, that would be a 3rd trick. If it's in the suit where we have just the king and partner has the queen, that only adds 1 trick. Okay, what about the case where we have all 3 aces? The partner has all 3 aces. All right, that means we only get 4 spade tricks if the finesse fails. 2 in hearts is 6. 3 in clubs is 9. 2 in diamonds is 11. Our 12th trick might be from a club, might be from partner's presumed queen. So that case looks pretty good. And if we don't have the ace of trump, we would have 4 spade tricks. 2 hearts is 6. 2 diamonds is 8. 3 clubs is 11. And again, we could hope to set up a club trick. In all of those cases where we need a club trick, we're relying on the fact that partner has 3 or 4 clubs over there. What would be the worst case number of clubs for partner to have? Worst case. Three is wrong. 2 is wrong. 4 is the answer. 5 would be no problem. Then there'd only be 3 out. The ace, king, queen would catch them all. If partner has 4 clubs, somebody could have jack 4th. That's the only thing that's even a bit dangerous. If somebody has, especially if West had jack 4th of clubs. So you'd actually rather partner only had 3. Then you can trump 1 and be safe. Or 5, which would make there be no problem. Okay, so all of these things look good, right? Almost any holding that partner has, we think we can find 12 tricks. All right, now somebody pointed out that East is on lead. Is that a problem? Yeah, it could be. Because if the king that partner doesn't have the ace for, they might be leading through it. Opponents only have 6 or 7 or 8 high card points, but let's say East leads a diamond and West has the ace-queen. We're kaput, right? So maybe we should consider one more possibility. If we are the declarer, oh, well, you know, East has got the queen jack of diamonds and his partner has the ace. He's going to lead that. That might not even be a guess. All right. If we played this in no trump, we would be the declarer and both our kings would be safe. So let's see if we can count 12 tricks at no trump. Since we know we're off a trick, an ace or the king of spades, then we have to have a second stopper in every suit. So for example, if West leads a diamond to the ace and a diamond back, then we have to lose something. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not a problem. If he leads a diamond to the ace is taken care of. And then the partner would have the ace of spades. So if, let's say West leads either a diamond or a heart to his partner's ace, and then we win the king in that suit, are we good? Well, if that's the case, we would have 5 spade tricks, 2 hearts is 7, a diamond would be 8, and we would need 4 club tricks. And in that case, we wouldn't be able to trump out a club. So in that case, we would be playing for 3-2 clubs. Not terrible. That's a 60-some% chance. All right, somebody has suggested playing 6 clubs. That has the same problem as if you're playing in no trump, is that there might be a club loser. So 6 spades still sounds like the safest place. Jack fourth of clubs is a 28% chance. If partner doesn't have the jack, of course. All right, so having checked those things out, it still looks like 6 spades is the safe place to play. Because in 6 spades, you can trump a club if you have to. In 6 no trump, they can't lead through a king. Well, one of the red suits is safe. What's the danger in the other red suit? Well, even supposing that East could find the right suit, number one, West would have to have the ace. That's a 50% chance there. East might have it himself. So it's 50% that the ace is offside. And then there's one other thing that could happen. Partner might have the queen of that suit. Is that reasonable to hope for? Yeah, because we've already figured out that partner must have a queen or jack over there. And a queen or some jacks. It's possible that North has a singleton diamond. North is going to be the declarer in spades, of course. South is the dummy. And we know we don't have a singleton diamond. All right, so the odds kind of favor risking the lead through diamonds. Okay, we got 50% chance that East has the ace, assuming that's the ace that's missing. We have 50% chance that East has it. And another reasonable percent chance the partner has the queen. How many of you have ever gone through that kind of an analysis before you chose the slam? First, you figure out that you think there is a slam. You find out about the controls. You expect a source of tricks in the club suit. It's not impossible someone could be short in clubs, so you consider no trump as a possibility. You look at who's in danger from the opening lead. And then you look at some percents. Say, well, what are the odds that I might lose the jack of clubs? Because we did expect partner to have 4 clubs. So there's some percent there. Then we look at the percent where a diamond lead through, in fact, even if he finds the right lead, that it hurts. And then that percent, or some chance anyway, that could be covered by partner having the queen. So you can't do this kind of analysis unless you really pin down what partner has. It's not just are we missing any aces and kings? Hey, we got an 8-card fit, we got 33 points, we're only missing 1 ace, bid slam. Right? You bid the 6 spade slam. Most of the time it works, but you can do better. Sometimes you can do better. And, you say, how long did it take to think through this? Well, it took a while to talk through it. But if you get in the habit of just considering the other possibilities, sometimes you'll figure out that one's better than another. No, North only has to have 3 clubs to raise that. Typically 4, commonly 4, but only has to have 3. And in fact, no one is really expecting to play this in clubs. I mean, you aren't because you got spades, but even North isn't really planning to play this in clubs. They're just showing their extra values and, okay, I've got clubs if you have like 9 of them. The other thing you might ask, a better question, is why didn't North Q-bid the ace of hearts? And that's a good question, probably should. That would have made it a lot easier, right? So if you know how to do Q-bidding sequences, that can help too. Okay, any more questions about this hand? Well, South doesn't have the ace of hearts, but if you mean why didn't North show the ace of hearts? I'd rather not go off on tangents about bidding conventions. I think, as I said, it's very reasonable for North to have control bid the ace of hearts on his way to 4 spades. And why not 1 no trump by North? Well, you can do it as you like. I prefer to open the major with either 15 or 17. And I open the major with 16 if I have a rebid, like a 4-card suit. So the only time I want to open a no trump with a 5-card major is 16 points, 5 triple 3, so I don't have a rebid. I know other people like to do it all the time. That's up to you. But I prefer to show the major right away. Any other questions? Oh, by the way, just my protocol in these kind of classes has always been, if you have a question, type in a quick question mark, and then I know to wait while you type in your question. Okay, let's look at another one. Again, everyone should be kibitzing south. Don't peek at the other hands. Don't look in second windows and all that. Try to think through it. Well, probably almost everyone would bid 2 diamonds with this. You don't have a 5-card suit with honors and so forth. Whoops, I didn't do that right. It's supposed to be partner getting 2 clubs. So 2 diamonds would be the normal bid here. Okay, what do we know about partner's hand? Everything you know about partner's hand. 22 to 24, right. 22 to 23 is what you should play. 20, 21, open to no trump. 22, 23, 2 clubs, 2 no trump. You should only use 2-point ranges from 18 up. 2-point ranges. Don't do 3-point ranges like 22 to 24. That's too wide a spread. If you have 2 points in your hand and your partner opens a 22 to 24 no trump hand, are you going to go to game or not? And you don't have any room at all to invite. So there's never room to invite up at those levels, so you need to keep the ranges small enough the partner can know what to do. Anyway, so partner has 22 to 23 points. What else do we know? Balanced is too general. Tell me everything you know. Can partner have a 5-card major? Yeah. In 2 no trump bid, people frequently have a 5-card major. That's why we invented puppet. Not a 6, though. Partner is unlikely to have any kind of a 6-card suit. Maybe 5 of a minor. Maybe even 5 of a major. But relatively balanced. Right, not single-suited. So what should we bid here? Everybody here play puppet? If you don't, it's probably time to learn. So 3 clubs asks partner if they have a 4 or 5-card major. Okay, so what does 3 no trump say? Okay, so what's partner's distribution? In order, it would be 3, 3, and then 3 or 4 in the minors, or 3, 2, 4, 4 in the minors, or 2, 3, 4, 4 in the minors, or it could be a 5-card minor. Those are the kind of distributions that partner has to have. Okay, so let's see. Partner has 23 points, and we have 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 31. 31 to 32 points. 2, 2, 4, 5 is also possible. And in fact, it's not impossible the partner has a singleton. 2-no trump is frequently opened with a singleton with that point range. Okay, so now we have to decide about making a slam try. Who has any opinions about that? Hearts might be a problem, but don't forget partner's got 23 points over there. I'll bet you there's a lot of money that partner has a heart stopper of some sort. Nobody wants to make a slam try, huh? Yeah, but 24 plus 8 would be 32. And partner's got to have at least one 4 or 5 card minor. Well, let's just make an estimate of what does partner have. We'll give partner stuff that can work. Something like maybe spades. Partner might have a king, queen, third. Hearts maybe ace, king, third. Diamonds, ace, king, fourth. And clubs, ace, king, third. Let's see, how many points did I give it? 7, 14, 21, 22, 23, 24. I gave too many points, so let's take away a diamond on her. Okay, something like that. And you can add, take away a heart or a spade and add it to one of the minors. How many tricks can you count? 4 spades, 2 hearts is 6. With a finesse, 2 diamonds is 8. 2 in clubs is 10. It's just not there, is it? So yeah, you guys were on the right track when you said 2 flat, barely enough points, no source of tricks. But what I just did was a little bit more precise about that. And I'll just even tell you a very quick personal story. Some years ago, I was doing a live little sort of lecture before the game at our local club. And there was a hand from the newspaper that somebody brought in, because in there it said, responder's hand is perfect for declarer's bid. And responder only had like 4 points. And I went, oh, that's nuts. That makes no sense. So we put it up on the board, and I started saying, okay, here, what kind of hands could the person have that this would be perfect for? And we put up all the possibilities, and every single one of them worked. So it was a hand that you'd look at and say, no way that this is very good. This is a terrible hand. And yet, you could figure out that no matter what the possibilities were, every one of them, it worked. And sometimes honors fall on each other. That can happen too. Okay, so in fact here, how many tricks do we actually have? We have 4 diamonds, 2 clubs is 6, a heart is 7, and 4 spades is 11. If they don't lead a heart, you might be able to get a 12th trick in clubs. But they have 9 hearts between them, so a heart lead is very, very likely. In which case you get only 11. Well, you were thinking about the right kinds of things. Now just be more, like, deliberate about it. Okay, what does partner have? $12 plus points, 3 plus clubs, no 5-card major. One more thing. So you get the quick obvious stuff, right? 12 plus points, no 5-card major. Okay, now we're talking. Doesn't have a 1 no trump opener, so it's not 15 to 17 balanced, although it could still be 15 to 17 unbalanced. But it's the diamonds I was thinking of. His diamonds are not longer than his clubs. His clubs are as long as or longer than diamonds. Actually, clubs are longer than diamonds, because if they were, oh, I'm sorry, if they're 3-3, he'd open a club, 4-4, he'd open a diamond. But other than that, clubs would be longer. All right, well, we have an obvious 1 heart bid. Okay, now what do we know? Well, I'm not sure that he's completely denied a spade stopper yet. But I would expect this to be a pretty good club suit, because pass was always an option. So at least 5, probably 6 clubs. But not any particularly strong hand. So still down in the 12 to 15 point range. So I would expect my partner to have a good 6-card club suit for this bid, because he could always have done other things, like including pass. Could partner have 3 hearts? Well, certainly partner doesn't have 4 hearts, because he would have raised hearts. If you play support doubles, partner might have made a support double with 3 hearts. But then again, maybe he's got a club suit that he wants to show again before he does that. Some people, if they play support doubles, it's something you should actually agree. If you have 3-card support, are you required to make the support double? Or can you do other things even if you have 3-card support? Okay, now we know even more. What do we want to do next? what do we think partner's hand looks like? Well, the opponents clearly have at least 9 spades between them. So the most partner could have is 3, might not even have that many. And he's got at least 6 clubs, could even have more. The partner has an opening hand. About the support double, I don't particularly care. What I care about is that my partner and I both know what our agreement is. That we would guarantee to make the support double. In other words, not making the support double means you do not have 3 hearts. That can be useful to know. On the other hand, if you have something else you want to bid before you show the support, that can also be useful. So I don't know that there's a better or worse way to do it. I just think that you should be clear with your partner which way you do it. Okay, so we have a suggestion for 3 spades, 6 clubs, 2-2 in the other suits. Okay. All right, well, can we identify where partner's honors are? Partner has 12 to 15 points. Let's give partner, 13 points. Where are they? Well, certainly we'd like to have the ace, king, maybe the queen of clubs. There's 9 right there. Or maybe ace, king, jack, club, something like that. Maybe a spade honor. Maybe the heart king. That would be sweet, wouldn't it? Or maybe the queen of diamonds. All right, so is there a potential slam here? Yeah, king of hearts is my dream too. All right, what's the best way to find out if we have a slam? You like the 4 spade control or cue bid? Is it a cue bid or is it a control bid? In other words, is it just saying strong hand club support, or is it actually showing a control in clubs, in spades? It certainly does that. It forces partner to bid again. Okay, a cue bid means you've bid the opponent's suit. That can mean lots of things. A control bid is where you're promising an ace or an ace king or a singleton or something like that. Try not to confuse those terms. Well, that was what I was asking. What do you think's the best bid? If you bid 4 diamonds, the problem with that is partner thinks you're like big in the red suits, 5-5 or something in the red suits, because you don't go searching around for a new suit at the 4 level. So I think that the 4 spade bid makes it much more clear that you have a strong hand and clubs is okay with you. This would establish clubs as trump, for sure. Okay, big decision. Yes, the Q bid promises to fit. For West to overcall, he needs the ace king and 3 points. Okay. Five diamond control bid. How much chance do you think there is that your partner has the ace of spades? Very little, that's right. Very little chance. Which means you have a spade loser. That means you are absolutely limited to the 6th level. You either pass this or you go to the 6th level. There is absolutely no reason whatsoever to do any more control bidding. Bidding 5 diamonds doesn't do anything at all because it just forces you to go to 5 to 6 clubs. And it tells the opponents that you've got the ace of diamonds. So you know you're not going higher than 6. So you're either going to bid at 6 or you're going to pass 5 clubs. Well, let's think about what partner could have. First of all, we expect partner to have something really nice in clubs. Maybe a suit like that, if not the ace, king, queen. East 3 spades is weak. So somewhere up to maybe 9 points. Why isn't partner bidding 6 clubs? If partner had the king of hearts and the strength that the South is bidding here, the king of hearts would be gold and partner would know it. Partner made no attempt to bid higher. He just bid at the minimum he could bid. Partner has a bad hand with hopefully a good club suit. Partner doesn't have the king of hearts. Partner doesn't have the ace of spades. There's no chance. Partner has a good club suit, and he could. That's it. So how many tricks can you take? Now remember, a small slam should be bid on a finesse. So let's look at North's hand. Spades. Well, I'm going to tell you why he's not bidding it, because he's got two spade losers. We don't know what he's got in hearts, but not the king. We don't know what he's got in diamonds, but he's got some diamonds. And in clubs, he's got a really good 6-card, maybe even longer club suit. So there's what partner's got. About 5 cards in the red suits and a doubleton spade. Partner had a singleton spade, the ace of spades, or the king of hearts. Partner would be making some kind of an attempt to get to slam opposite that 4 spade bid. Not many high card points, right? So I listed 8 high card points. He better have something else. What else has he got? Well, it's not the ace of spades. King of spades is not impossible, but maybe the queen. Doesn't have the king of hearts, because if he did, he'd know how valuable it was. He's got the queen jack of diamonds. Sure. That's the rest of his points. And you see how you figured that out, right? Mary, that was good. That's what's left that partner could have. All right, now count your tricks. Six clubs, 3, maybe 4 diamond tricks, that's 9 or 10. The ace of hearts makes 11. Which hand is the short trump hand? No, us. North or south? South is, right? South is the short trump hand. Is there anything south can trump? Trumping in the short trump hand adds tricks, right? South might very well be able to trump a spade for the 12th trick. You might not need the hearts. And at the very worst, you have a heart finesse. So if this is a 50% slam based on the heart finesse, should you bid it or not? You should bid 40% small slams. If it's based on a finesse, go for it. So stop and count your tricks. When you're thinking about bidding slams or not, just count your tricks. Figure out everything you can figure out about your partner's hand. That's, what is the other hand? Visualize your partner's hand. What's he got over there? And then add it to yours and count your tricks. All right, so let's see what we've got here. I count 4 diamonds, 1 spade rough is 5, ace of hearts is 6, and 6 clubs. 12 tricks. Partner did everything she could to slow that down. She tried to stop at 2 clubs, tried to stop at 5 clubs. But you figure out, you can count 12 tricks. Okay, and yes, thank you, Babs, for that. The upcoming class that you might be interested in is a class on hand evaluation, all about those 10 and 11 point hands that should be opened and the 13 and 14 point hands that should not be opened, and why. And so next time we're going to actually look at at some auctions where the opponents are bidding, and then we're going to end up seeing what we can figure out about the defender's hands when we're the declarer. So that'll be next week. So you guys have a really good week. Play well. Keep trying to find new pieces of information that you never thought about before. That's what this is all about. Remember my example of the clue game. Find pieces of information that you didn't realize were floating around.